Hey, what's up, man? It's Mr. Truth here again, man. I was tripping, right? I saw this. I saw another police brutality video, man. It was crazy, man. They broke this 68-year-old white guy for jaywalking, for going across the street to a vending machine to get a soda. For going across the street to get a soda. They broke 3 ribs. So the dude, they walk up to the dude, of course this is anybody. I mean, come on, man. You walk across the street from your house to get a soda. They call it, jaywalking or whatever, right? So there was no traffic, nothing coming, whatever, right? So he wasn't impeding traffic. So he goes across the street to get a soda. And the dude like, hey, man, the police pulled up on him. Turn around. You like, what I do? You like, what's going on? In your mind, you just walk across the street to get a soda. You know what I mean? The guy like, turn around. Instead of just writing him a ticket, he says, turn around. Bro, do you understand how crazy somebody got to be? This is, I know I said this before, and it's the truth, man. I don't think police are human beings. I'm telling you, bro. I think like at least 80 to 90% of police officers are not really humans, man. I don't think they're human. I'm telling you, I know it sounds crazy, man. But if you look at that movie They Live, which really was a documentary, they wasn't some cops was human, but a lot of them wasn't human, man. And of course, if you're trying to take over something or dominate something, you're going to put your people in places of authority so you can have the control. So he goes, he walks over to the dude, and he said, yeah, put your hand, turn around. Dude like, what? Jaywalking? He's like, that, what? He's like, man, that's kind of petty, ain't it? He's like, I ain't said, man, I ain't turn around, man. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I probably would have said the same thing, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. A lot of times I try to avoid stuff like, and I just go because I know a lot of them cops is lunatics, man. A lot of people is lunatics out here. They kind of crazy, man. They're power hungry narcissists. So a lot of times, especially with cops, man, I try to just avoid cops, period, because I'm black too. So the guy wrestled with him. There's like 5 cops out there. All of a sudden, it was one cop. Then there's like 5 cops out there for a 68-year-old man jaywalking. They wrestle him down, break his ribs, man. I mean, listen, man. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but cops used to be, slave hunters, And with people don't see things as to us right in front of their face unless it got something directly connected with them. If it got something directly with them, then then it's alarming. Just like they putting the gay stuff in Disney movies, like with Snoop Dogg. He took his grandson to see a Disney movie. It was 2 girls and they had a baby, and his son asked how can he have a baby, and then he got pushed back. This is how crazy it is. You getting pushed back for saying 2 girls having a kid. You getting pushed back for that. Just think about how crazy the world, how the world is getting. And when this is the thing, it's in the Bible that the fullest of the Edomites had to come, to the top. Like basically, it's gonna be so much evil. That's when people are gonna, be like, okay, because the evil's gonna be so much around them. They're not going to be able to ignore it and just act like it don't exist. Go about their everyday life, go about the jobs and stuff like that. It's going to be so much in their face that they're going to have to acknowledge it, and that means they have to come face to face with their self. You get what I'm saying? That they have to come face like, okay, something's wrong with us, or the system. So, that's what I had to say about that, man. But another thing is, where's this light coming from? Okay, another thing is, if you notice, Trump keep mentioning 88, 88, 88, 88, right? Which is HH. Hail Hitler. Okay, if you don't know that, you know what I'm saying? Just, look it up. I can give you the references and all that if anybody asks me. You see me, I'm not worried about no views or nothing like that. I'm just doing what God told me to do. He told me to preach. I got to do it in, the way, I guess, any type of word I'm trying to get out there, bro. That's going to push the Most High. You know what I'm saying? That's what he told me to do. I'm, it's sad, man, that, well, it's not sad because it's prophecy that, people just gonna be full of envy and hate, jealousy and stuff like backstabbers, backbiters, practices of witchcraft, sexual, immoral, all that stuff is, but it feels like freedom, you know what I'm saying? Because it's, I can do whatever I want, I can dress however I want, I can say whatever I want, blah, blah, blah. But of course, if there's no law in these things, there's just gonna become chaos. And freedom is really another term for chaos, bro. You know what I mean? If there's no law involved, So, I'm just, man, it's crazy, man. I'm just looking at how everybody's changing, majority, man, it's crazy, man. But yeah, man, I'm just been going through some things, of course. And I'm in Texas, man. One of the most craziest states I've ever been. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I mean, the hate is so bad down here. I never experienced hate like that from where I'm from, and I'm from Baltimore, bro. Like when Baltimore niggas hustle, like I never saw people just standing around and just bumming. Man. I mean, that's in Baltimore too. It's everywhere, but Texas is a working state too. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people work here too. I'm not gonna say that, but it is a extreme amount of jealousy and hate down here. Like you cannot even have a nice car, like a regular car, not even like a Bentley or Lambo. I'm talking about just a decent, maybe 2018. Excuse me. It's crazy, man. I guess, hopefully things get better, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're going to get better, but I think they're going to get worse. I think, I'm not going to lie, bro. I'm happy that Trump is putting, troops out on the street because it's kind of going to wake people up. You know what I mean? He's moving a lot of things around. He's moving a lot of things around, man. And a lot of people don't know, all these people got an agenda, man. You know what I'm saying? These people are taking orders from higher ups. These people have agendas, bro. And their agenda is control. They want to keep control. They want to keep black people down. I just keep it 100, bro. They want to make sure we don't wake up, know that we was the American Indians and that used Mexicans to replace us and other ethnicities to replace us, and they got paid for it. The other Mexicans and Latinos that's saying they Indians or whatever, they was they get paid to replace us, and they get land. So you get these fake Indians claiming they Indians, like I don't know if you gotta look up $5 Indians, which is what white people was claiming that they was Indians and trying to take the land. You know what I'm saying? And these, which gets me mad is you got black people, that's getting beat over the head, or that's joining forces with these people and getting in these gangs and sacrificing people, low-level Masons, low-level devil worshippers, pieces of garbage, narcissistic vampire garbage. They've been sold out, and I just get so mad because you got so much going against us that Christ said the people of your household will be your enemies. So they definitely of our household, but it's always going to be somebody that sell out for money because they don't believe in, the visible God, the Most High. They don't believe in that. They don't believe in Yeshua, Barak, Holy Spirit. They don't believe in none of these things, but they believe in that devil and that money. And that devil and that money is going to be the last thing that they know before they burn in hell, bro. Because you ain't just going to get away with killing black people, shooting them in the back and, setting them up for be sacrificed. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? All that energy has to go somewhere. Now, a lot of that feeds the demons because it gives them strength to keep on pushing their agenda. That's what it's for. Like, you see, matter of fact, another thing, you got YouTube. I know it's something, I'm going totally different directions, but I'm going to bring it back 360. You got YouTube commercials, and they're putting more and more out there. Now, if you notice, the YouTube commercials, instead of just playing them all at the beginning and then let you have the rest, to watch, just watch what you was watching on YouTube, they're putting in at certain specific positions to irritate you, to drain your energy. They know it's going to drain your energy because you're going to get frustrated with the commercial. Like, why did they put a commercial right here? You get what I'm saying? Because it's all energy vampire stuff. They all demons. You know what I mean? And they all, greedy for money. So even though you got commercials everywhere, you go to the theaters, it didn't used to be commercials in the theater. You got billboards. You got them on the side of buses. You got them on the side of trucks. You got people. I mean, one dude, it was advertising so much, he was putting a damn sign on his damn forehead, like a Sprite sign on his forehead, and he got paid $25,000 or $20,000 to wear a Sprite, a tattoo, a Sprite sign on his forehead, walk around with it. And if you notice, the YouTube commercials were getting longer or getting longer and longer. I knew that was going to happen. They got longer and longer to try to make it like TV. But that's why people want to YouTube, because they wanted to get away from the fake stuff. That's why reality shows took off, because people was like, it's getting too fake and it's not even realistic. It's nowhere near reality, and people would like to see their self. People like to see their self reflected back on the screen. You know what I'm saying? But they're not reflecting you back. They're trying to program you. You get what I'm saying? So that's why you got a lot of fake YouTube people, CIA agents, Freemasons, all these people popping up on YouTube, and they're getting paid to push agendas. But that's just how it is, man. That's what's gonna happen. I say I try to pray a lot. I pray a lot at night. when I'm about to sleep. I gotta start praying more in the morning, you know. But yeah, man, this Mr. Truth out, man. That's all I had to say. Just trying to bring some light to stuff, you know. Doing the most I put my 2 cents in, whatever God gave me, gave me a word to preach, man. So, and I got a lot of information I need to get out, man. So it's Mr. Truth out, man.